spice grinder. I've got the cloves, I've got the allspice, cinnamon, nutmeg, salt, pepper, everything goes in here, and it's all going to be pulverized. Hopefully everybody already knows this, but just in case, when you're prepping garlic, you're going to cut this little end piece off. It's, in Italian it translates to the soul of the garlic. It's really the nasty bitter part you don't want. So whenever I'm calling for garlic cloves, I'm assuming, hopefully not without good reason, that you know to cut this part off. Okay, now we're done with that. We're going to add about a tablespoon, maybe a tiny bit more of oil. Going to add all of the green onion. Going to add all the garlic. I just cut it in half after I trimmed it. The spice mixture, which you just saw ground a second ago. I'm also going to use a habanero chili. Hey, if you've never cooked with these, watch out. These are extremely hot. If you're really crazy, you'll use 2. If you're Jamaican, you'll use 2. I will not use 2. I will not be using 2 of these. In fact, I'm probably insane for using even 1 of these in Russia. But okay, we'll use 1 of them. It will be insanely hot. Okay, next, here's where your Jamaican people say, "Oh no, man, what are you doing?" I'm adding 2 ounces of white balsamic vinegar. Extremely not traditional, but this is going to work out. Don't worry. I'm also going to add something else that's not traditional. What is that? A dash of malt liquor, beer. Really, you want a high malt liquor for this, but okay, if you don't have it, use any beer you want. Just a splash, I think an ounce or ounce and a half. Now we're going to grind this. And this is the marinade for the chicken, as well as being part of the ingredients for the sauce. This is hot, really hot. Okay, I've weighed out the ketchup. I'm going to add the soy sauce for this. A little bit more. About an ounce of soy sauce, 4 ounces of ketchup, and now this blended jerk seasoning is going to go in here, and it's also going to flavor the sauce. The rest of it will go on the chicken. And there we go. About 2 ounces of this. The rest of it's for the chicken. Now, also into the sauce, the secret ingredient, I'm going to add about a tablespoon of dark rum into this. A lot of recipes for jerk chicken call for adding the dark rum into the marinade, which to me makes no sense because it's all going to burn off here and you're going to taste it. This way at least you'll taste it. Now this sauce I'm actually making the night before. So this can go into a container and you can use this jerk sauce for other things as well, and we've got more of it here than we're going to need for this chicken, and it keeps for quite a while. Bacteria don't want any part of this action. Okay, hit some chicken here. It's always got little bits of extra fat we don't need on here, so you can trim that off. It's just going to make it greasy in the end. And then we're going to put some slashes in it. Cut it all the way down to the bone. Cut it twice like this on this side, and then another cut across the back so the flavor can get down inside the meat. And I'm going to put this, start putting these in the same dish that it's going to braise in. There's no point in using a separate container because it's going to cook with that sauce anyway. So we're going to cut them all up, get them in here. The first step. Okay, the chicken's all been slashed, and I've got the jerk marinade here. And I hardly ever use gloves for things in the kitchen because I like to be able to feel what I'm doing. But in this case, I'm going to use them because this is almost impossible to get the smell off of your hands from this marinade. Is so strong. You can wash them, you'll still smell them the next day. You'll still smell the marinade. So I recommend you use gloves for this operation. You want to massage the chicken real well. Get it worked down into those cuts that you made into the chicken, and you can let it sit here for a while before you start cooking it. The amount of time you need to sit here, let it sit rather, varies from person to person. Some say 4 hours, some say overnight, some say 45 minutes. I don't know. I don't see it as making a huge difference, but I guess if you wanted a time, I'd say at least a couple of hours. So this is enough. It's just going to sit here for a couple hours, then we're going to come back to it. Okay, after it's been in the oven, take off the cover, verify that the chicken is nice and tender, which it is, and then we're going to move this off to a platter and let it cool down, because you don't want to smoke it while it's still hot. You want to actually let it cool off first. Now, if you know anything about authentic jerk chicken, the wood that they smoke it with is very special. This is part of the secret. And you're not going to get that wood if you're not in Jamaica. So I got a solution. I'm going to use a mixture of pistachio nut shells. You save these after you've shelled some pistachios, and a couple of cinnamon sticks. It probably sounds crazy. This will work. The flavor will be authentic. 3 pieces of onion. Okay, it's been 15 minutes and it rested for a few. You can see it's mahogany brown, but definitely darker. This is going to get coated with that sauce we made yesterday and plate that. Also look for my cocktail book, Cocktails of the South Pacific and Beyond, Advanced Mixology, available through Amazon online.